Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and we are back with a episode about some news, some really interesting stories. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but here we go. We're starting off with some politics in the U.S. In Florida, there is a bill that would require bloggers who write about Governor DeSantis to register with the state. If that isn't some Animal Farm shit, some 1984 stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. Just another reason I could not live in Florida. Florida Senator Jason Brodeur wants bloggers who write about Governor Ron DeSantis, the Attorney General Ashley Moody, and other members of the Florida Executive Cabinet or Legislature to register with the state or face fines. The proposal, Senate Bill 1316, Information Dissemination, would require any blogger writing about government officials to register with the Florida Office of Legislative Services or the Commission on Ethics. Sounds like some 1984 Big Brother crap to me. It just, yeah. There's reasons I wouldn't want to live in Florida, and that's another one. The only reason I would go down to Florida is because I'm in a relationship with a girl that lives down there. She used to live here in Virginia, but she doesn't like the winters when it snows and gets cold. This place for me though, home. I love this place. I can't I can't leave it, abandon it. Another story in the realm of politics, this one from the Intelligencer. DeSantis promises Florida will control Disney's content. A right wing board to clamp down on woke ideology in cartoons. Again, big brother shit. Why is there such a willingness to allow this authoritarian style? Last year, after Disney had the temerity to issue a statement opposing one of his prized legislative initiatives, DeSantis punished the company by removing its self governing status. He justified such a maneuver as a removal of unjustified privileges, but he had not previously opposed Disney's status and made little attempt to disguise its nakedly retaliatory nature. And it turns out, yeah, it was more of a thing for show because in the end, it doesn't really affect Disney as much as as he pretended it did. It was more for show. On Monday, he took matters with much further. DeSantis appointed a board to oversee Disney. The Central Florida Tourism Oversight District is stacked with DeSantis cronies, including Bridget Ziegler, a proponent of his education policies, Ron Perry, who heads the Christian ministry, the Gathering USA, and Michael Sasso, president of the Federalist Society's Orlando chapter. While the board handles infrastructure and maintenance, DeSantis boasted that it could use its leverage to force Disney to stop trying to inject woke ideology on children. So, what do you want to inject there, DeSantis? KKK ideology? Is that what you're looking for? It's freaking not even actually good politics. It's just a stupid junk for show. I can't remember the word right now for the life of me, but yeah, it's just crap. It's just to say, look how tough I am on them, even though I have done nothing to help you as actual citizens and voters. Look how tough I am on this group because I say that woke is bad and attack them. Even though we know from stuff I've read that Martin Luther King Jr. was what you would call woke. Many of your great leaders are woke. But, whatever. Whatever. And this one is from Rolling Stone. Texas GOP bill gives tax cuts to heterosexual parents. The new proposal would give massive breaks to large families, but only if the parents are straight property owners who've never been divorced. That will not be able to hold up in a court of law. I do not see that passing any serious muster. Although, with the way our Supreme Court sits now, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it will pass the court of law. But yeah, that's stupid. That's pure stupidity. A newly introduced Texas House bill proposes property tax cuts for couples who get married, stay married, and have lots of children. There's a catch, though. In order to qualify for the tax benefit, couples need to be heterosexual, never divorced, and their children born or adopted after their date of marriage. LGBTQ couples, single parents, and divorced parents, and blended families will not qualify for full benefits. That just smacks of being a little too discriminatory for me. But let's look at some news. I don't care. Continue. No. Well, I guess we ain't going to look at it then. I, I am not stopping my ad blocker just because you won't play your ads. Anyway, this one from the AP. Putin signs a bill to suspend the last nuclear arms pact with the U.S. This is a bit of an older story, February the 28th. It's now, what, the 2nd? Technically, I'm like 14 minutes from the 3rd. I'm doing this so late at night, but yeah. This is just so Putin can open the door to nuclear weapons usage. Because he's losing face and getting embarrassed so badly in this invasion on Ukraine that he wants to put an end to it. All right, this is from Iran Wire. Alarm raised over chilling execution spree in Iran. Iranian authorities have escalated the use of the death penalty as a tool of repression against ethnic minorities, executing at least one ethnic Arab, 14 Kurds, and 13 Balakis, and sentencing at least a dozen others to death since the start of the year. two human rights groups say. Now, remember, we're sitting at the beginning of March, so it's only been 2 months. Amnesty International and Abdurrahman Boromand Center said in a statement on March the 2nd that at least 94 people were executed in January and February amid horrific sexual violence and other torture allegations in what they called a chilling execution spree. Yeah, remember, Iran's going through all these protests and everything, so yeah, I'm not surprised the government would be looking at ways to crack down. But the last story we want to look at here, as if the whole Russia Ukraine war and its reverberations isn't bad enough, Argentina pulls out of the pact with the UK on the Falklands. There was, I think it was in the 1980s, the Falklands War. Argentina is backtracking on a compromise uh, reached in 2016 with the United Kingdom over the Falkland Islands. This is from the Brussels Times. After a meeting with his British counterpart, James Cleverly, on the sidelines of the G20 summit in New Delhi, Argentine Foreign Minister Santiago Cafiero announced that his country was withdrawing from the so-called Forradori-Duncan Pact. Argentinian government wants to negotiate the sovereignty of the Falklands, also known as the Malvinas Islands. To this end, it is proposing a meeting with the British at the UN headquarters in New York. The Forradori-Duncan Pact regulates gas and oil extraction as well as shipping and fishing around the archipelago. Always comes down to resources. I've said this before. We need to get off gas and oil. If we can find other, just as potent uses of some kind of fuel, then we won't have these damn issues we have now. Doesn't mean we should abandon gas and oil altogether, but the need for it would not be anywhere near as dire. Let's see. The current government in Buenos Aires believes its predecessor made too many concessions to London under the pact. Las Islas Malvinas, as the territory is known to Argentina, has been under British control since 1833, and the war broke out in 1982 when Argentina invaded them. So yeah, like I said, the actual Falkland Wars were in the 80s. Series of defeats suffered by the South Americans led to a ceasefire 72 days later. So yeah, Argentina looking to renegotiate. Hopefully things stay peaceful. We do not want more violence breaking out. But yeah, we need to get off gas and oil as the main source of everything. We really, really do. But I'll go ahead and post the links to the stories we talked about today in the description below the video. I want to thank you all for watching. As always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite those sources. See you all in the next episode. Until then, later.